movement. The Dairy Farmers Union spurred India's White Revolution under the name of Anand Milk Federation Union Limited. India became the world's biggest producer of milk and milk products. And the rest is history. Today, the Milk Producers Union from Gujarat's Anand district has become one of the most beloved brands of India. Amul has made its way to every Indian home, from the breakfast table to the dinner table. The journey, which started with milk, has expanded into every spectrum. From butter to chocolates, from ice creams to sweets, Amul is now an iconic brand with traditional roots. Conceived by Tribhuvan Das Kishibhai Patel in 1946, revolutionized by the milkman of India, Dr Kurian, and now led by the long-time managing director, Dr Rupinder Singh Sodhi, Amul has come a long way since 1946. Just as its tagline claims, Amul has become the taste of India.
I'm Jasper Reid, and this is Billion Dollar Idea. We're delighted to be joined today by Rupinder Singh Sodhi, the Managing Director of Amul. A great big welcome to you, Rupinder.
Hello, namaste.
We have many guests on the show, Rupinder, who have built up unicorn businesses with great big valuations, but no one's actually heard of them. So we're delighted to have you because, of course, you're the leader of a brand that is synonymous with dairy in India, a household name. We'll get into the business in a second, but I want to take you back, if we can, to your childhood in the Punjab or when you were at high school in New Delhi. What did the young Rupinder want to be then? What were his dreams?
Thank you, Jasper. And good you are starting with the childhood, because you always enjoy talking about your childhood. At least you can't be against the child, that's right. Well, I think my last 62 years life, if I see it today in one line, it's more by default than design. Okay, born in a small village on the Pakistan border in Firozpur district, had initial up to 4th education in a village school, just one room for the 5 classes. We were forced to move to Delhi because of 1965 war with the Pakistan, and then got admission into municipal school in R.K. Puram. And there, it is a colony of government employees, and the area where we were living was a one-room quarters for the PNs, because we had hired that house temporarily. But somehow we continued. So till, I can say till 8th of standard, my aspiration was, I want to become like these gentlemen who morning go in the white uniform, board a DPC bus to their office, come back at 5 o'clock with an empty tiffin. So that, because I used to, reason is simply, I was from village background, very hard work, day, night working, sweating. That time there was no electricity also. So this was luxury. So then moved to but then I moved to the government school, then did my higher secondary. Fortunately, I got a seat in agriculture engineering at Udaipur. Somehow I passed the entrance of IIM Ahmedabad, but failed in the interview. Simultaneously at that time, one advertisement came for Institute of Rural Management, Anand. And Dr. Kurian, who was the founder of Amul and also who was implementing Operation Flood of White Revolution, he wanted to have rural managers and he was not getting from the usual management school. So he started IRMA. Somehow I applied, I got into that. And after joining IRMA, I mean, the whole life changed. 40 years back, I joined Amul as a senior sales officer and then worked at various levels. So today, last 11 years, I'm the managing director of this farmers cooperative of 3.6 million. Just working.
It's a wonderful story. I hope that fellow who flunked you in the Udaipur in the IIM interview is kicking himself afterwards.
No. You see, the first time when I went there to deliver lecture because they call me for their students' lecture, especially in the agriculture management of Professor Anil Gupta. So I passed through that room where I had given my interview on the first floor, on the long corridors. So I was just, those things came into my, I had come here. I don't know if it was good or bad. You don't know. In retrospect, it may be good, but you don't know.
well, that's the karma. That's the karma, isn't it? And if we go back again to Firozpur, to your background, in a village in Punjab, do you think that's been central to your understanding of, your key stakeholders, who are the 18,500 farming cooperatives that are the backbone of Amul? Talk to us a little bit about that, could you?
You are right, because that time Punjab was not like that, but it is today. No doubt, we had only mainly two crops, wheat, WG357, and the paddy IR8. And no labor, you have to work in the field. I mean, whether harvesting of wheat during our, up to high secondary, used to go village in the working during all summer and winter vacation. Summer started with harvesting of wheat, then threshing of wheat. Then by that time, paddy transportation come, you have to transplant the paddy, and then naturally doing irrigation. So, two things that my exposure to the rural life gave me. What are the key concerns of these farming community of India? And second is, what do you mean by hard work? I mean, that is, definition of hard work. When I compare that time and today, I think last 40 years I'm in the luxury. Maybe working 10, 11 hours, sitting in the air-conditioned office or moving in the market in AC, cars, etc.
So you learnt those two key things, Rupinder, especially the value of hard work. Your founder, of course, the late, great Dr Kurian, looking down on us from both behind you and up above, I hope, was also, I think, a great mentor and influence on you. What did you learn from him as a young man, as a fresher coming in?
Once I joined Amul, so the first 13 years, 14 years, I was in the field only. So practically no experience, just two major experience. First thing is, when I was at Jaipur, my managing director called me that our chairman, Dr Kurian, is coming to Jaipur. It was sometime 1983. So you have to receive him at the airport. I went there, and when he came out with his wife, he was holding a bag. So the first question he asked me, why you have come to the airport? Don't you have any first job to do? And then when I put forward my hand to hold his bag, he said, no, I can take care of my baggage. You please go back. When need be, I will call you to my hotel. Because he had come for some other purpose. And when I was at Ahmedabad looking after sales, a Dhara edible oil was launched. I was just a small branch manager. And every Monday morning he used to call me, Sodhi, what is happening to Dhara edible oil in the market? What consumers are saying? What competition is doing? So he was talking right bottom, so just to get the ground reality. So I was lucky I could work with him for 31 years till in the last phase. So, any meeting, any moment has been learning. And you know what you mean by dedication and commitment. What do you mean by integrity? What do you mean by excellence? What do you mean by taking care of farmers' interest?
And you were lucky, as you say, to have had such an astounding and accomplished
definitely
mentor, and I'm sure you miss him. But do you think Dr Kurian would be amazed at what you've achieved, having handed the baton to you? Do you think he'd be amazed? Do you think he'd be pleased? What do you think?
Yeah. I think when I became managing director, he was the first fellow from outside to call me. By that time he was retired, but he was living here. And the first fellow I visited him after my office in 10th June 2010. So I think not only because before that, because when I came to Anand in 1993 at headquarters, and then our interaction was very, very close. So then bringing me up was, I think, he was the main. because he had a lot of confidence young people, I remember. So I think, nobody can replace him as far as the mentorship is concerned. And he's not a mentor for me, let me tell you. He is the mentor for everybody who is working in the dairy industry of India, whether in cooperatives or private. Because he has told us, what do you mean by professionalism? What is the job of professional? And how you can take care of farmers and consumer together and also grow and succeed. And he has also told us what is Philip Kotler way of doing marketing for a cooperative or farmers organization. What way it is different?
As we can see and as we're learning, this is an astonishingly value-based, principle-driven business. Let's talk a bit, Rupinder, about the business itself and the mechanics of the business. Amul will be seen to the vast majority of consumers or our viewers as a fairly traditional business. Yeah? But of course, even traditional businesses thrive and rely on innovation. Yeah? How do you think about innovation in Amul, Dr. Sodhi? Is it a process? Is it something that you think is without process? Talk to us a little bit about innovation in Amul.
Definitely, innovation is a process, but you need to encourage, motivate, and recognize it and reward it. We started 25 years back, total quality management, when most of the senior people had gone to Japan and learned from the TKM. And there we came out with this, that innovation or good ideas can come from anybody, whether you're bottom of the hierarchy or the top. And I have seen, my thing is, you have to keep your eyes and ear open. When you sit in the office, when you talk in the people, when you to encourage people giving their ideas. And being a marketing person, I have seen maximum ideas, what innovations are required, come when I move in the market. Talk to retailers, just see what consumers are doing. Or when I go to the villages, see farmers, talk to the ladies, talk to the old lady, talk to the widow lady, what are their expectations and what are the market expectations, and then try to see how both can be met. And let me tell you, new product development side, we do not have any new product development team or a division. We don't have. And still, every month, 2 new products or new variants are coming. Because we believe for new product, idea can be given by anybody, including my wife, or including my peer, or including my office, or when I'm traveling by air or train, somebody talking to me, or say retailer. And then we give responsibility of any idea to our production team. We have got 84 dairy plants. So we give 3-4 that, okay, new variety of sports, ice cream is to be developed. Okay, somebody said Isabgol ice cream. So we tell 3-4 production unit, okay, please develop this product. They develop it, they bring to us. First, they get satisfied, then my quality control team. And then when they bring to me, every day 6:30, we have got a tasting session, whether of our new products or competitors' new product, or if any other improvements are required.
You make it sound very easy and democratic. I'm sure it has its challenges. But you talked about youngsters, Dr. Sodhi, and of course you've seen in your 40-year span, you've seen baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Z, millennials. So you're in an interesting position to answer the following question, which is, what have you noticed has changed in terms of your employees and co-workers? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I think anywhere, whether the baby boomers or today millennials you talk, expectations have changed. Maybe initially at our time, when we joined as a youngsters, we wanted to achieve something gradually. We had not many aspirations. Today, definitely youth have got more aspirations, but the knowledge-wise, they are much superior to what we were there. And I think what we feel is anybody, youngsters especially, if they are given opportunity, and if you look into all of those positive aspects of that fellow and give them responsibility, they can really perform well. But let me tell you, Jasper, one thing. We are very lucky in our organization. We only recruit people young, 22, 23, 24 years, directly from the college, whether management schools, best of management schools, or veterinary schools, or dairy technology. And then we bring them up. I mean, like you, I'm there for last 40 years. So is my whole team at top level. All are on their first job. So basically, our job is when you recruit these raw, young, very enthusiastic, very energetic people, how to transfer DNA of our DNA, which we have taken from Dr. Kurian, Tribhuvan Das Patel, who was the founder, brought Dr. Kurian into them, so that the purity of DNA is maintained. We do not have basically crossing of DNA, no crossbreeding.
And you can see that the success of Amul, as you describe, is based on its people. But you can also see, Rupinder, that you're a people person. You know, you've got high levels of empathy. You're a great communicator. Where did that come from?
No. Let me tell you, I was never on this stage till I think I joined this organization. I mean, in the last one, because there was no opportunity. I have never won any medal or award or prize, whether in the academics or in the sports. I was a not middle, slightly up ranker, but jack of all things, master of nothing.
Well, you're an inspiration to people who are sitting at school at the moment thinking they're kind of an ordinary Joe or an ordinary Jaisal. That's wonderful to hear. Let's turn our attention, Rupinder, to the strategy of the sector that you're in. I was up in Kasauli a few days ago and I was trying to make a cup of tea and all I could find was cashew milk. I was hoping for cow milk or buffalo milk, but there was only cashew milk. And then in the same time you read in the newspapers about companies like Oatly that have this, multi-billion-dollar valuation. Do you see that whole world of alternative milk, substitute milks as an opportunity or as a threat?
I don't blame these corporates who are always profit hungry and they look for the opportunity where they can earn more. All Indian corporates, all multinationals, world's best of a multinational tried to enter India and get their share in one of the biggest food market, which is 8 lakh crore dairy. Nobody could compete with the Indian cooperatives or the Indian company because of the supply chain efficiency. And we operated very, very small margin and naturally and very efficient. So now everybody thinking how to take slice out of this fastest growing food market of the world. And then this so-called plant-based product thing came. I mean, legally, let us not talk because they can't legally call right milk if it is not out of the bovine and as per the FSSAI. But leave aside that. You see, milk you drink for what purpose? It's a part of food. You drink for nutrition and which should be affordable and available. These plant-based products do not pay.
Well, that's fascinating, and you've mounted a very stout defence of traditional milk. And based on, I think I bought a pint of almond milk the other day, and it practically bankrupted me. So it's an expensive item.
No. You bought if you read the ingredients, a factory manufactured, chemical added, chemically fortified, a very expensive 1/10 of the nutrition.
Right, I'm going to throw it out of the fridge. Now, just let's talk a bit about your key constituency, the farmers. I mean, at the moment... The
farmers are not getting due, because I was a farmer. I'm telling you, they don't get what they put in. Urban India or urban world exploit farmers. Always policies are made to reduce the cost of food. So cost of food is reduced, so wages are reduced. So wages are reduced, so industry can earn more. So you see disparity all over world is increasing between the urban and rural family.
We're coming into the final straight now of this fascinating conversation. We could go on for hours and hours. I want to talk a little bit about you, the man. I imagine you work incredibly hard, but when you're not working, what do you enjoy? I know you enjoy morning walks and things like that, but what gets you going outside of work?
Well, frankly speaking, Jasper, we live in a small city, very green city, very natural, house also, lawn, etc., everything, big green trees. So no clubs, nowhere I don't go out and eat in restaurants, because when you travel, you have to anyhow eat. So while at Anand, only at home, or if some guests come, then you have to take them. That's all. But when I reach home after finishing my walk, I love watching TV, or after every day movie or no OTT. I mean, that is, or otherwise, when holidays come, moving around or talking to my daughters or the granddaughter, etc.
And just because people are always fascinated about
no hobby, nothing.
No, married to your work. The profession and Amul's lucky to have you. Just talking about holidays and out of interest, are you more of a mountain man or a seaside man, or where's your favourite holiday?
I think we like all. Whether we had just last month we had gone to the further down to Sonmarg in Kashmir Valley. Then we may be going again tomorrow if we get visa abroad. We have applied for it. And I mean, beaches, mountains, or just anywhere, even the sightseeing, we love that. Anywhere, no particular taste.
Well, and of course, you're incredibly privileged because of your job in any case to be all around India.
Yeah, I have to travel around.
At a village level. Rupinder, it's wonderful talking to you. Let's finish up by asking you a question that we often ask on this show, which is, when you come to the end of your innings, and God willing you have many more overs to face, how do you want people to see you when they look at you? I mean, people see Dr Kurian in a certain way. Do you want to be regarded in a similar way? What's your thinking on that?
I think what I expect people to talk to me, that I have delivered for what I was recruited in this organization by Dr. Kurian. And I have not done anything bad for the farmers. Any decision which has harmed the farmers. And I have maintained the organization on the same values, same principles, same business ethics, and the objective, what the founder like Dr. Kurian or Tirumada Patel have founded this organization 75 years back.
Well, that's an astonishing achievement, Rupinder. Keep doing what you're doing. We wish you all the best. We hope to have you on the show again soon. And thank you so much, Dr. RS Sodhi. Thank you.
Lovely talking to you, Jasper. Thank you.
WION, now available on Spotify and Google Podcast. Stay connected with the world through WION. Like the page on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter for new alerts. Instagram for videos and images. And the